Hey guys, it's Kevin again, and in this video, I want to do a video on something that I've wanted to do a video on for a while. Um, basically, um, I wanted to do this video last night, but I just didn't get a chance to. And I know that this is gonna be my season 1 review on a show that comes back tonight, and you guys all know that is a little show called Orphan Black. Yes, Orphan Black is finally back tonight, and I can't wait for it to come back. I can't wait for the premiere. I think it's going to be a great Season 2 premiere. But before I get that, I must review Season 1 to you, because I really wanted to review Season 1. I did it for Justified, I did it for The Americans, so I wanted to do it for Orphan Black as well. Now, let me just talk about how I got introduced to Orphan Black. After The Americans, the next show, I said to myself, the next show I'm watching is Orphan Black. So I did that, and I quickly became obsessed with the show. It quickly became one of my favorite shows, and it is one of my favorite shows. Um, so yeah, that's basically how I got introduced to Orphan Black, and let's just talk about what the basic premise of Orphan Black is. Basically, our main character is Sarah Manning, who she is just getting off the bus. She doesn't have the best life or anything, but she witnesses this girl, Elizabeth, kill herself. Now this girl looks exactly like her. Now her name's Elizabeth, but they call her Beth on the show. Now, Sarah arranges for her body to be identified. She wants to kind of take over her body, because this girl, she realizes, holy shit, this girl has such a better life than I do. So she starts stealing her bank accounts, and, basically she wants to also try to get her daughter Kira to come back, because she doesn't know what happened to her, and just run away and start a new life. So she fakes her own death, says that she died, and basically from there, she pretends to start being Beth. But there's a lot more to the story than that. A lot more happens from that. We actually find out that there are more clones. But that's the basic premise of the first season of Orphan Black. And that's a really great plot. Just that beginning, just that plot in general is great. I love that plot. I love everything about it. And I mean, from the pilot, it's one of those shows that from the pilot, you're hooked. From the pilot, I was already hooked on the show. I loved it. And with that being said, let's just get to the characters, performances, and things like that. Now, our main star here is Tatiana Maslany. Now, here's where we're going to get to some spoiler territory. If you guys have not seen Orphan Black Season 1, which, why the hell are you watching this review if you haven't seen Orphan Black Season 1? What are you waiting for? Catch up to the 10 episodes today before it premieres at 9 o'clock on BBC America. That's when it premieres for me, on BBC America at 9 o'clock. But Tatiana Maslany, oh my god, she blew me away, because not only does she play Sarah and Beth, she plays every single clone on this show, and the thing is, each one looks different, each one sounds different, and I don't know, who is my favorite out of all of them? Let me just talk about the two that we mainly focus on, the three, actually there are three we mainly focus on. Now these are not, played by, Sarah's not pretending to be these people actually exist. First we have Allison, who is just this regular soccer mom who has, like, 2 kids, I believe. She has, a pretty good life. Then you have Cosima, who is a graduate student studying, science and things like that, very smart. And then our main villain, who's also played by Tatiana Maslany, is Helena, who is a religious zealot and assassin. She's also German. She's also German. But yeah, she's really creepy, and each one is played by Tatiana Maslany. So anytime Tatiana Maslany's one of her characters has a conversation with another character, it's amazing, because you realize this is Tatiana Maslany talking to herself. And it's amazing, because it feels so natural. It feels like she's actually having a conversation with someone. I mean, it's amazing how invested into this show she got. I mean, she's amazing on this show. I love her on this show. and she definitely is probably she's definitely one of the best on the show. And I'm so surprised she hasn't gotten awards and things like that, because, I mean, just, it's not easy to do what she's doing, and it's amazing what she's doing. I love everything that she's doing on this show. I love everything about her on the show, and I just think she's amazing. Um, Now let's go to a character who automatically I loved, and that's Jordan Gavaris as Felix. Oh my god, Felix. From the moment that he was introduced, I was laughing hysterically as a character. He is Sarah's foster brother. He's the one that's always there for her, but he's always moonlighting as a male prostitute. He always has like sexual encounters with all these guys. He is gay on the show, so it's definitely really funny. Because the other thing is, he also has a great performance because he has a fake British accent on the show as well. By the way, when Sarah talks, she has a British accent because they're both supposed to be from Britain. They came to Canada, and you know, the show takes place in Canada because it also shows on, I believe I think it originally came on a Canadian network, but they premiered on the same time as the BBC America premiere. So that's why it's from Canada. But he also does a great job. He's always really funny, and he always has to end up covering up for Sarah or Allison or Kazima or one of them. Somehow he gets involved with everything, all the clones. It's actually really, really funny to watch. I mean, there's this one scene where he has to pretend to be Kira's, babysitter for Kira. Just really, really funny. He does a great job on the show. Then we have Paul, who's played by Dylan Bruce, who was Beth's boyfriend, but we later find out that he is her monitor. Now, let me just explain what a monitor is. If you have a monitor, they control what you do, how you act, things like that. Paul turns out to be Beth's monitor, and, he's her monitor, and he controls everything. But he and Sarah actually start to have a later relationship. He actually turns out to be a nice guy, believe it or not. You might think this guy is like bad or something. This guy actually turns out to be a pretty nice guy, which I was actually pretty surprised about, that he turned out to be nice. But now, currently in the show, he and Sarah are still together, so I guess we'll just have to see what happens on tonight's episode. But yeah. Then you have Kevin Hanchard as Art. Now, Art is Beth's police partner. There's not too much going on there with his character, except he knows the truth that, basically, very funny. Sarah has to pose as Beth, and even though, since she's taken over Beth's life and pretends she's still alive, she has to also be working, with Art. And anytime she's working with Art, it's hilarious because she has no idea what she's doing. No idea what she's doing, knows nothing about police or anything, and it shows on the show. It's really, really funny. Those are always some of the funniest scenes on the show, and I loved it because it's, like, darkly humorous. It's not really, they find humor in the most, easily of ways on the show, and it's really, really great. Definitely check out any scene where she's with Art, it's hilarious. And then the other character we have is Vic, who I don't know if we're going to see this character again. We saw him for, like, episodes 1, 2, episode 6, and then, like, the end of the season. He plays Vic. Now, Vic is played by Michael Mando. He is Sarah's boyfriend. He's kind of mystery. Later, we find out he's abusive and he does drugs and things like that. And basically, when he's dead, all he cares about is the money and things like that. He does seem to actually care, though, a little bit about Sarah. I don't remember if he knows about the clones or not. I don't think he does, because this guy's literally crazy. And every episode he's in, he gets hurt. Literally, both of his hands right now have Band-Aids on them. It's actually pretty funny anytime he arrives. Because to see Felix have to deal with him, it definitely is a big thing. And the only other character, that I want to talk about is Siobhan, who is Sarah and Felix's mother, and she acts as a guardian to Sarah's daughter Kira while Sarah's away. And let's get to and I guess we'll mention one other character, Delphine. Delphine is Casima's Monitor and also her girlfriend. Because Kazima is a lesbian on the show, but there is something interesting going on with Kazima. Now, let's get you some spoilers. If you have not seen Season 1 of Orphan Black, now is the time to turn off this video. I've already given you some big spoilers, but there are definitely a lot more big spoilers regarding the end of this season, so let's just get to that. So I think the biggest thing I want to talk about is the end of the season, how things end up for the show. Now, some of the big things that are happening is each one of these clones, it ended in a different way for them. Sarah, as we know, Kira, is missing. We don't know where she is. We don't know what happened to her. All we know is that Kira is missing, and we don't know where she is. Some ideas of where she is. I'm thinking she could be either. I honestly don't know. She's gone. I don't know where she went or anything, but I guess we'll have to see. But definitely, I think that's probably gonna be the main focus of this episode is what happened to Kira. Where'd she go? Things like that. I think that's probably gonna be what it's all about. Is what happened to Kira. I'm definitely interested in seeing that right there. Now, as far as Cosima is going, Cosima, as we know, is dying. We didn't really get to see it yet, but when we get back to the show, she will be dying, and it's definitely going to be interesting to see. They did say when we see Sarah again in Season 2, she's going to suffer from separation anxiety. She's going to be completely the same person she was in the first episode of the show, because she's suffering from not knowing where Kira is. So, it's definitely going to be very interesting. They said the pace of the show is going to be the same, things like that. I'm just reading off of this here because I don't exactly know what else is going to happen in Season 2. Season 2 is a bit of a mystery, but what else happened at Season 1? I'm sorry, guys. I'm reading off this website. Let me just see. Oh, Helena, by the way. Helena's gone. Helena was killed by, I believe, Sarah, so she's gone. However, she could come back because they did say that a clone was killed in the first season will be back this season. I don't know who that's going to be, but they did say they're going to be back. Again, I don't know who that's going to be or anything, but we'll just have to see who that is. So yeah, that was definitely really interesting. Is there anything else I'd want to say? I don't know. I feel like there's something else I want to say, but I can't think of it right now. Oh yeah, Allison. Allison's ended up really interesting. Allison actually, at first she thought her husband was her monitor, and she was trying to question him and everything. When they find out they have monitors, I mean, they all become crazy basically because they're starting to be like, "You're my monitor, you're my monitor," and Allison thought her husband was her monitor. So she started becoming really crazy over him, but it turned out that he actually is just her husband. He didn't do anything to her. And their relationship, as far as I know, is on good terms right now. So they're pretty good right now, and I think they're just going to stay that way. And I think that's pretty... Also, she had this one friend who I believe she killed. I think she killed this friend, and that's definitely going to be interesting to see. But that's pretty much all you need to know for Orphan Black right now. There's not that much else that happened. I believe I don't think there is. If I did forget something, I'm sorry. It's been a little while since I saw this show. I think I ended it in February. And then I started in January, and then I ended in February. So it's been 2 months since I've seen the show. I should have done a quick rewatch, but the good thing about the show is that there's only 10 episodes, so if you guys want to catch up to this show before the premiere, you can do it. There's 10 episodes, it goes by pretty quickly, and I mean, the first episode, I'm like, it's over already? I mean, that's what the show's like, is that you're always like, it's over already. That's how quickly this show goes, and it's such a great show. It's by far BBC America's best show, and I mean, it's just such an amazing show. I love the show, and I really hope you guys check it out because it really is amazing. Let me know what you guys are looking forward to in the season 2 of Orphan Black. I'm definitely interested in seeing what's going to happen in season 2. I think it's going to be a great season. But that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in my next video, which will be my review for last night's episode of Continuum, which I still have not seen yet. So I will see you guys for my review of that. Okay, bye.